The Square Ball Podcast.
We've hastily assembled the TSB courtroom. Levi solicitors on hand to provide superb advice for the old law.
We're not going to use them here, but you can if you want.
I've got my earpiece on in.
Okay, good.
So they're just in my ear saying what we need to do in terms of procedure, litigation, website discount, all that stuff. The TSB jury is about deciding. We're casting judgment on the world of football, deciding who deserves to be our Ken Bates villain of the week and who deserves to be our Gaetano Berardi hero of the week. So we will assemble the court first to give out the Ken Bates Award, the Villain of the Week award. We have to pick one Villain of the Week. We can mark something down as a petty grievance. We can take some cheap shots if we like as part of this. I don't think we've yet used the under the bus clause, which came in recent weeks. If you just want to chuck somebody under the bus for something fairly or unfairly. So I will ask each of you to step up to the legal bar, the legal oche, and deliver some truth darts, please, about who you would like to nominate as the Ken Bates Villain of the Week award. Who do you think it should be?
Do you want to go, Michael?
I don't know. It's between two. You go for one. I'll go for the other.
I mean, I quite like the collective shout, to be fair.
You're getting sloppy seconds there, Michael.
It's fine by me.
What you're used to. I'll go with David Webb, the dickhead ref from the weekend. He seemed like a very obvious choice. But in a season of bad Champo refs, refereeing bad Champo games, he was right up there.
I mean, Malice said criminally incompetent, which is absolutely the right place to air these in this courtroom. This definitely real.
Boney M says if he doesn't get Villain of the Week, he's going to appoint Levi solicitors to sue us for professional negligence.
Very nice time, thank you, Boney M.
And also Wedge saying, it's bad when someone beats Ridsdale to this nomination. So I think that's another good point.
Yeah, fair enough. That feels like a fairly comprehensive case. But
he did lose his grip on that game entirely. Didn't he? It was wild by the end. It was just.
Hang on a second. I've just scrolled down the page and looked at the marks out of 10 scores that get sent in by our TSB Plus members. They score everybody, including there's a column for the dickhead ref, isn't there, in each for each game?
He's in the decimal points, isn't he?
I was going to say so. For
Sub one
for the Preston game, Dan James came out with man of the match. Joe Rodon, Joel Piroux, your top three. Junior doing well, climbing the charts. Right at the very bottom, beneath it's always the subs, isn't it, who get the lowest marks, but the dickhead referee got 0.75 out of 10.
Which isn't actually the lowest of the season.
It's not?
No. What happened in the Coventry game? I was looking at this.
I think it was similar, just general incompetence.
Okay. Yeah, because he got even lower somehow.
Right.
It's hard to imagine.
Right.
But well done, whoever that was. I can't remember. The dickhead ref. That's all you need to know, innit? I mean, dickhead refs did get a second mention last night's dickhead ref as well, Donna Hugh. We did win the game. It didn't matter. But a couple of people nominated him for not allowing play on when Georgie was breaking.
Yeah.
And it's fair enough because...
If he'd blown his whistle, I suppose, though.
He blew it too soon. Wait.
Fine.
Wait. Because then we could have seen Georgie score, running from the halfway line, shooting, scoring.
Taking the piss out of the keeper, who was on his way back. The keeper had just got goal side of him, but I reckon Georgie was close enough to be able to take him on and possibly take him on a few times.
Yeah.
Do the old get on his knees and head it in like he was a kid.
Doing kick-ups on the line, yeah, that sort of thing. Sorry, what were you going to say about Donahue's performance?
Yeah, I mean, it was not that bad really overall, was it? It was about par, I would say.
Probably helped by following from the weekend and such a shit performance then. It's like, there's no pressure.
So is that your nominee then?
No, God, no. My nominee is Ryan Lowe.
Right.
Who's the Preston manager. Because he was sort of responsible for the whole setup, wasn't he, of them booting us every single time. And then his crybaby business after the game, when literally every single person you could read or listen to said, it's a fairly clear-cut penalty, and he was just like, no, that doesn't get given in the Premier League.
It was Ryan Ledson, wasn't it, who gave the penalty away? Because he's a shout for it as well, because he was getting stuck into the referee at full time, and he was doing the whole thing of like holding his hands by his side, saying, no, my hands were here, and you think, they weren't, though. They were completely out. Like, what? That's a ridiculous defence.
How can a professional footballer claim to be engaged in the game and challenging somebody with your hands right down by your side? What, you try to run around like a little penguin?
That's what players do now, don't it? People like put the...
They go
out to block across and put their arms right behind the back.
When they're blocking across, but he was involved in a tussle for the ball with Joe Rodon. So he's claimed...
When he was fouled, according to Ryan Lowe.
But,
who seems to have a completely different benchmark for what he considered a foul elsewhere on the pitch.
Oh, was he the player who was just stood behind the tussle? Either way, he was close to it. But you don't go into that like a bloody penguin. I'm not having it.
Fair enough.
He's not telling the truth.
And
the witnesses discredited.
And just
not reliable.
Just about Ryan Lowe's face. I don't know. There's something about his demeanour, and he strikes me as a man who might assault me in a pub.
I mean, Rory says he's got a face like Tommy Robinson's less tolerant half-wit brother, so it might be that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. Just don't trust the guy. Not saying he's done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Just saying he looks like he might. Give it half a chance.
Would you leave him alone with your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Careful.
Expand on that.
Careful. Yeah, no, I think that's two really strong candidates, isn't it? I think that those are the obvious ones.
I do like the collective shout for just Preston as a whole, because it felt like they were all sort of culpable in it.
Yeah, I mean, Reece has nominated him, Ryan Lowe, on the basis that he likes to compare managers to tactics on Football Manager, and he's clearly just got it on tackle harder for every single player. And that was the way he'd got him set up.
And saved before every match just in case he loses. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the dickhead ref, very strong shout.
The thing is...
But did give us the penalty.
And Preston as a whole, they're led by Ryan Lowe. He's told them to play this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they were like a tick infestation, Preston, says Brian. Tough, isn't it? And they spoilt our Christmas party, didn't they? After we beat Ipswich and we were all jolly, and then they pissed on our Christmas chips.
Do you have Christmas chips?
No, but you say you pissed on your chips, but they pissed on our Christmas chips.
On the roast potatoes, surely.
Well, I don't know if you know, but a chip is just it's a smaller roast potato cooked slightly differently.
Oh, so you're going to go to the shop for some fish and roast potatoes, are you?
Don't you get it all the time?
It's like, it's the same, isn't it?
Don't fry those. I want you to roast them. Make them bigger. Stick them together and
a lot of pubs do actually deep fry their roast potatoes, and you can tell.
Yeah, it makes them tasty, doesn't it? But it's not a roast potato.
No,
it's a lie.
It's a large chip. Is what you're giving me. But it's fine. They're still nice.
Yeah,
bacon and roast potatoes. Now I'm thinking about.
Right,
I stopped listening to you lads a long time ago. What are you on about?
When did you join us, Robbie? About 2.5 years now. Stop there.
We did also have a shout for Andy Hughes as well. It's worth saying. Because he got booked for shouting at Little Scum Bastard.
I think that's the very definition of a cheap shot, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Andy Hughes has got a lot of credit in the bank, but we're allowed to take a cheap shot at him for that.
Yeah. And he was punished as well. He did get booked. So I suppose that's been dealt with already, hasn't it, by the dickhead ref?
Any others you want to sort of classify as petty grievances that have come in via nominations from people?
I mean, Robbie Brady gets one. I kind of forgot he still existed. He's not even that old. Robbie Brady's 32.
Yeah, I had to look that up because I was going to say, he's surely old enough to be like twice the age of Archie, and he's not just.
And he was the one that pushed Archie into the advertising boards, apparently, which I didn't realise at the time. So that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Liam Miller for Martin nominates him.
I think this is not a petty grievance, is it, so much as a cheap shot?
Probably, yeah.
Saying Liam Miller for only looking good when playing against us and having a wanker's bandage and flashed scum hair. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like the attacks on people's personal appearances should always be classed as cheap shots.
In that case, then Pep Guardiola, the other bald fraud for breaking Calvin, landing him with those bubble nonces. Can you nonce a bubble?
Discussion for another day. Think about the algorithm.
Who knows? But and the other bald fraud isn't me; it's Maresca. To be clear.
Yeah. The other.
Is there only two?
Danny Mills. Probably.
Yeah, there's an interesting bell curve where he's concerned, isn't there?
Is that one way of putting him?
Well, Danny Mills is fucking brilliant, ironically. Then he got good, and now he just talks absolute shite. So,
yeah, anyway. And adductor, abductor muscles are also nominated. And Wagner as well, actually. Kind of forgot he was there.
The guy from Britain's Got Talent.
That's the one.
Yeah.
What a modern reference that is.
Was it Wagner? Who was it? No. Do you remember Stavros Flatley?
Yeah.
Which was the guy of Greek heritage with his son, both a bit chubby, and they did it was like Zorba, the Greek type dance or something like that. Yeah.
They appeared because it was when I was working at ITV. That was obviously an ITV thing.
Yeah.
And they were kind of an easy booking for various
desperate booking
things. Well, they made themselves available, didn't they? And probably 5 years after it had been a thing, they appeared at something, and the young lad it kind of lost its charm because the young lad was 18 and trying to chat to all the birds.
Came in with a full beard.
And it was a bit like, all right, this is a bit strange now.
Yeah.
But I spoke to the man from your main Stavros man.
Well, I was going to
He was
say,
nice. He was a nice fella.
I met them under exactly the same circumstances several years down the line at a Christmas light switch on.
It's a classic booking.
I think it might have been the Christmas light switch on at the Metro Centre in Newcastle, something daft like that.
Yeah, they'd be like, we can get Stavros Flatley. They want $2,000. Yeah, do it. Just get him booked. Get him in.
I'm stunned your story, Michael, doesn't end with you joining them as the third one.
Yeah. And another year, it was one of them off of JLS as well. Just
one of them.
Yeah, one of the lads off JLS.
Can we have the cheapest one?
I imagine being who'd be the cheapest one out of us?
Yeah, it'd probably be me. It's because of low standards.
Yeah, because you do anything for 20 quid.
Like, we got these 30 quid. We're like, free bar? Yeah. Yeah, all right, I'll do it.
We'll give a bacon sandwich and some roast potatoes. Deep fried.
Fine.
That's all you need. Keep a man fed and happy. And we're good. Right.
Give it to Ryan Lowe. Come on.
You think?
Google a picture of his face and tell me you don't want him to have it.
All right, let's have a look. Ryan.
And I mean...
you described it as scouse face, didn't you?
Very scouse face.
Yeah, he has, yeah. No, you're right.
I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah, you can hear his accent without him talking, can't you?
Is it because I think he's got a very low forehead, a very little forehead. I think I can.
Is that a scouse thing? Because Stephen Gerrard's the same.
I think that's maybe why I associate it with it. Yeah, because Stephen Gerrard's he's got virtually no forehead at all, has he, Stephen Gerrard?
No, it's a 3-head.
Whereas I'm all head.
You're a fully 5-head, aren't you?
Exactly.
I've just realised that he's on the same Frank Lampard scale as me. He's the same age as me as Ryan Lowe, which makes me dislike him even more for some reason.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I'm a clown. I wouldn't put me in charge of a football team. I know what goes on in this head, and it couldn't run a football team.
Well, fair enough then.
Yeah, so he's got no business doing it. That's what I'm saying. That's the logic that I'm applying to this. Ryan Lowe, we going with that?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah, good. Let's move on to the Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week award, whilst factoring in the scores from the recent games and how it affects our overall Player of the Year scores, is what I was going to say. Badly.
If it was Player of the calendar year, then Bamford and Firpo surely would be in there because they're both... I've not gone back to check last year. I'm going to say confidently this is the best 5-game run either of them have ever had since we've started collecting scores.
Some joyful redemption arcs going on.
Yeah, Firpo had a bit of a blip against Peterborough, 6.18, but I think that's because he didn't have much to do, probably.
And 6 is a solid baseline score, isn't it?
It's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a previously uncharted high for was 6.18 for Junior Firpo, but yeah, both doing really well.
Yeah, mentioned before the Preston scores. Dan James coming out on top. In terms of Norwich, have these trickled in overnight then, have they?
Yes. So
Joe Rodon top with Archie Gray just behind him in second. Ampadu Firpo there.
Mm-hmm.
Pat as well.
I think I'm really pleased with Grove's score being 7.5 exactly.
Right.
That's just what it should be.
Did only 2 people send it in? They sent in a 7 and an 8.
There's a lot of data here, and it's come out exactly 7.5. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly where he was.
Half 7s, half 8s.
Because 8's like on the verge of really good.
8's, you scored a goal in it.
7's kind of standard, and he was right between the two. Good.
That's what you want out your midfield.
It's where he needs to be.
A solid 7.5. Player of the year then, Somerville still out in front of 7.23. Rodon now hot on his coattail, 7.16 average out of 10. Ampadu and Dan James on 7.13.
Getting quite tight.
And Georgie's crept over 7.
Chris Clarkson's still there.
Yeah, he's still there in the
dream's still
aiming
alive.
for the European spots. Right then, so we'll feed.
Firpo climbing. Firpo now is above a few key names here: Wilf Nonto, Luke Ayling, Liam Cooper, Jaden Anthony. So yeah, he's climbing.
So he's on an average now of, where is he? 6.05. So he's gone back above the 6. He's crossed the 6 Rubicon. So he could. Is he going to yet make a late challenge? If he can stay fit, we'll see. Let's do the Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week award now. Then, having fed all that into our mental supercomputers, and nominate somebody each, please, here in the courtroom at the legal hockey.
I'm going to go for Joe Rodon.
Right.
Because it was a week where we've not played particularly well or beautifully across the 2 games, and we've won them both. And I don't think you win games like this without someone who's a bit of a grizzled bastard. And that's what Rodon has been, while also being good at football and quick, which are not 2 things you associate with grizzled championship bastards. But he's somehow encompassing all of these things and just dragging us over the line in tough games.
Yeah, I wrote for the blog after the Preston game how nice it was to hear that the Leeds players were feeling exactly the same as the fans, where they were just like, fuck these are doing our heads in, let's get stuck in and win them, beat them, because that would be much more enjoyable. And Rodon was saying, like, it was when Ledson got booked, wasn't he? He was like, yeah, I got stuck into him because that just was a crap tackle and I'm not having it. But yeah, good. That's what I want.
Yeah, it humanises him in a way.
Vigilante.
Yeah, totally relatable.
But that's
human, yeah.
That's exactly what we were saying after the Preston away game. We were like, if they kick you, kick them back. Like that Miller guy, just kick him. And Rodon seems to get the message.
I don't think I can say the word vigilante without going back to when Ken Bates once referred to vigilantes.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Yep. Yeah, vigilantes. So, yeah, strong nomination. Do you want to issue a rebuttal there, Rob?
It's got to be Firpo, hasn't it? This feels like his time. He has hopefully not reaching the peak of his cycle, but just been dead good for a few weeks now, setting up loads of goals. I was saying on the match ball that I've sort of went into the season hearing people say, "Oh, he'll be good going forward in the Championship," and being like, "Is he actually that good going forward, or is he just bad defensively?" But I thought he set up a few goals in the last few games. And
well,
then
Daniel,
last night,
said Daniel is saying 4 assists in 3 games. Is that right? I don't know.
Something like that. I'll trust him. Yeah. But also last night defensively, just really good. And it was the other day, was it after Cardiff when we'd won quite comfortably and Firpo had played well, where John Newsom was saying what an absolutely abject defender he is. But last night he looked pretty safe and got stuck in. It was good to see, and it's nice to see Junior Firpo happy.
Yeah.
Well, he said, didn't he? It's the happiest he's been
Yeah.
Did he say? Is that what he said yesterday? Or happiest he's been at Leeds?
He said beating Preston is loads better than when his kids were born.
Well, speaking of his kids, Firpo's daughter is mentioned by Sarah. Wants to. This has fallen into the doff of the cap territory. Or do want to issue a formal commendation to Junior Firpo's daughter? I presume, says Sarah in brackets, from Sunday for stylishly adding a tutu to go with her Leeds top.
Nice.
You ever worn a tutu?
No, don't think so.
Don't think I have.
No
No.
legs for it.
No.
Very short legs.
Yeah.
Look all compacted.
Are you telling me you're not a ballerina, despite your multifaceted, multi-talented personality? You can't be a ballerina.
I'm unconventional.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got the moves and the agility and whatnot, but just the outfits. I don't find the shoes comfortable.
Right. Say, can you get a wide fit on that?
Oh dear. Can I wear trail runners on stage, please? Yeah, Firpo's. It's tough, isn't it? That one.
I mean, if it has been pointed out by crueler people than I, like Chris, saying that the chances of him being able to win this again are slim, so do the right thing now. It is probably his time in a way, but then, I don't know, Rodon's just been good all season, and he's been particularly good the past couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, Little Scum Bastard is getting a number of nominations as well. I think by volume.
Limping off injured.
LSB is. He ducked out after half a game, didn't he, on Wednesday? So does that rule him out for his poorly adductors? And are we taking that as an excuse?
I suppose it is.
So get the adductors out.
Mm. Yeah, Jez says, I'm absolutely certain he was making racing car noises as he burned down the wing today. Easily the best player on the pitch. That's post Preston.
Tough. I see arguments for all of them, really. Where do I lean? I lean towards Rodon.
And we're completely ignoring, all the other players who've played well. Bamford, Gray, Gruev.
Georgie as well, just been good fun.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Nice shout for Perot and his penalty. And I did particularly love just how smug his smile was as he ran off, especially given their daft keeper. It was like screaming at him, trying to put him off, and just sent him the wrong way and just smirked. It was beautiful.
We didn't single out their keeper for criticism, actually, did we? In the villains. Should have done. For being such a time-wasting bastard. I think when he eventually did get booked, it's when the ball had been out of play for ages. I think someone had been down injured and the ref turned around and he was still having a drink. And I think the ref was like, come on, mate, fucking hell. Yeah. Absolutely taking the piss now. The ball had been in play for 2 minutes and you've just now decided you're going to pick up a bottle of water.
But you don't want him to get dehydrated, do you?
Actually, I do.
Fair enough. Just keel over. Right. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Rodon. For me, it's got to be Rodon. I think he's the anchor of all this, isn't he?
It's more positive to not give it to Firpo because we're backing him to continue this form. He hasn't peaked, has he? He can get even better. There's nothing I'd have really changed out of Rodon's last 2 performances.
Yeah.
Firpo's still got that step.
Yeah.
When this transfer window closes and we haven't signed a left back and Firpo immediately gets injured, you're going to be regretting this.
Firpo's adductors.
I'm telling you, we don't need him.
Detonated.
Are we rolling with that? We Rodon?
I'm happy with it.
He's dead good.
Yeah. Hero of the week then, Joe Rodon. I think we should keep him.
Yeah, I'm coming round to the idea.
Yeah.
Should probably buy him in summer. Not now, though. Save the money.
Yeah.
Save the money and break him when he still plays for Spurs.
And just in case his adductors fail, off you go.
Sorry, Spurs.
Love you, Joe. We love you, really. Right, that wraps up the weekly roundup. We've got Phil to come on Friday as well, so look out for that. We're going to preview...
FA Cup. It's an FA Cup
It's
game.
a what, sorry?
An FA Cup. Fourth round home tie in the FA Cup.
Who's playing?
I'm going to say, we have to finish this, so you're going to have to explain how this works, because it's
home game. It's good. In the Cup.
And whoever wins it, that's it. There's another game afterwards.
Apparently so, but we'll have to wait and see.
Did you know about this? We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.